Hello and welcome to the Art Hitman. I'm Perry McCants, and today I'm going to show you how to draw Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Alright, let's get started. What we want to do is you want to start your page. Of course, put a border at the top and then divide the page in half. And for Buzz Lightyear, he has distinctive features. So we can go ahead and then come down to about, let's say here. So I'll say about an inch. And you can estimate that. It doesn't have to be totally accurate, but we want to kind of come down just a little bit. Please help me get 20 likes and 10 comments for these how to draw videos. Now, let's go ahead and put a huge oval shape in. Now, once you've done that, we're going to keep it basic and very simple for Buzz Lightyear. So we'll just take a line right on the edge of his head like this. Then we're going to have a base of his neck. Just put an oval, just like I'm doing right now. We're going to keep very simple shapes for this drawing, so that way Buzz Lightyear is a toy type of figure. So we want to keep it very basic. Now, what we want to do is go ahead and just establish some simple shapes here for him. So we're going to put another oval shape like this. Now, the way we can check this to see if it's even, go off the center line, take your thumb and your index finger, and then move it over. And it looks pretty good. You can always kind of see if it's the same size. If you don't move your fingers at all, keep them very still, and you can kind of measure, see how accurate it is. And it looks good. Now we're gonna go ahead and put he has a spacesuit that takes up majority of the page. It's very big on him. So we're gonna go ahead and box that in. So just arc this around and then come off the other side just like this. Now for his arms are gonna go off the page, so they're just huge circles. So you just wanna put a half circle in. If you notice, I just put a huge, it's almost like a C shape. As you see, I'm doing it here, being very simple with my shapes here. And then do the same thing for his left side. And typically, on most drawings, if not all of them, we can always go back in and add detail later. Now, we can go back up to his head, put the other side of his neck in, just like this. Now for his face, we're gonna move up and put eye line in here. And then of course use the center line. We're going to start out with the edge of his head. Now, put a line in. You want to bring it around. He has a huge chin. So his chin is going to take up like most of the top of this section of the page. And you want to come around just like this. Notice the motion I'm doing with my pencil. I'm swaying it back and forth so you can get that motion of a curve in. Now for the top part of his head, you're going to come up and around. And lightly put the top of his head in, just like this. Now for his head, he has a headgear on, so you just want to put a slight oval shape just like this here. Now once you completed that, come on the opposite side, the right side, and sketch a half circle in here. You notice you'll see the oval completed here, but not here because it's partial here. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and put his eyes in. Always move over here, right there. So you just put circles for his eyes. This is very simple shapes. Look at the center line. You can even put your index finger here to match it. Mark it, see that? And then put another circle in this of equal size. Now, for his nose is very basic. You're going to come in between and draw a straight line down. And his nose is basically a triangle shape. If you watch this, it's a triangle shape, come out a little wide and then make a triangle. And then come up around like this. There's a slight little curve here at the end of his nose. Now, we're going to go add a little detail to his eyes. He always kind of looks calm, or let's say sleepy or relaxed. So you're going to put a curve right here where his eyes are. I call it the cool, calm, and collective look. And then go ahead on and you want to draw a circle right here. Yeah, he's looking at you. Do the same thing here. You want to try and make the eyes in the same place as much as possible. Practice makes perfect. Don't be too concerned about that. So then you want to take his right eyebrow, come down just like this. Now the other one is going to be different. This one is raised way above the eye. This one is just above the eye. And it's going to come around to the side of his head like this. And remember, at this phase in the drawing, you want to be very loose. That's why I have this number 2 pencil, and not too concerned about being perfect, because when you're drawing, you're pretty much mapping out what you want it to look like in the beginning, and then you add the detail later on. Now, for his hair, or sorry, he's wearing a headpiece of a space gear. You want to bring that around to the side of his head, come in, and as you already have the shape in for his chin and everything, that's already done. Now we're going to do the outer part of it. Let me get rid of this because I didn't want to come up quite this high. And take the shape away from what his headpiece looks like. It's a slightly round. It's not perfect circle, but you want to come around just like this. And then come around the back side of his head. And you want to go ahead and draw this oval shape in here. Darken that in. Now, you want to bring this line around all the way down to where the base of his neck is. And you want to repeat the same thing for the right side. Now we can come back up and put his mouth in. He's smiling, so he has that confident smile. You want to come up to the right, over, and back up again. If you see the shape I just did, I call it a wide and stretched out W shape, if you can see it. If it was a regular W, it'd be, follow my pencil real close, but if you stretch it out, it's really wide. And then you can have this part come around like this. Okay. Now for his right side, you see a partial part of the smile here. This one kind of hooks around a little bit more. Now we're going to close the bottom portion and just simply bring it in like this. Now this portion of his chin, it creates the character of who Buzz Lightyear is. So he has a curly, kind of like almost like a spiral shape that comes around like this for his chin to define it. And then you can almost make a number 9. If you know how to write a 9, just write a perfect 9 here. Now come back up and just color that retina, the retina in between his eye in. Put that in there. Doesn't have to be perfect, just make a dot. Now, we've got just about all the tough parts done. It's not really that difficult. Make a line in for his teeth where he's smiling. Now we can move down. Here, we're going to make the portion of his neck where he's wearing a collar, kind of. Let that go past here where we have this border. Now what's going to happen with the border is a bit more technical. So if you follow me, you'll be able to do this just fine. Draw a circle, or I'm sorry, an oval shape here. Then just repeat that shape outside. Not an oval, but match the curve here. Come in. And we're going to do the same thing for this side. Oval shape. And remember, be free with when you're doing these shapes. You can relax a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you can just practice this. And put this shape in like this. Bring a line over, come back down and make another curve. Now we're going to put the border of the front of the spacesuit in. So we're going to come off of this, put a line here. Notice I have a line there. Curve it. Bring that curve around to the front. Stop it right where this is. And then put the other side of it in here. And come up the other side. Put that line in here. Now this portion of it, it dips down. So we're going to have a outer portion of it come around. Repeat this same shape. I'm going to move so you can see what I'm doing. Bring this same shape around. Do the same thing here. And come up to this side. Now what's going to happen is you're going to curve and come down. Notice the center line. I'll darken that in a little bit for you. And then do the same thing on this side. Come in. And then come in. On the left side. And then you're going to come down one more time and match this shape. Now, if you notice, this is a Y shape. It comes over, down, over, and then down. Now, we're gonna come to the outside. Now for the outside, we're gonna have a line that comes over like this, and repeat the same thing over here. Just like that. And you wanna put another oval shape here, make a line come over. Lightly put an oval shape just like this. The oval shapes help you get a very good repetitive shape here when it comes to where his suit is up here. Now, for the outside, we're gonna come in and create a shape that comes around and down, just like this. You wanna stop about here. Repeat the same thing here. And then it's 3, so count the lines, 1, 2, and then the third one kind of comes in and tapers off like this. Now what's gonna happen is it's gonna curve around, come down to the bottom, almost to the bottom of the page, and then meet this shape over here. Now this shape repeats just the same way on the left side. So we're gonna cut, what I'm gonna do is have this stop here, come over to the side, and we're gonna have the opposite happen. So this is gonna swing around. Actually, I'm gonna move that over a little bit. I'm gonna measure this. I'm gonna take my index finger and my thumb, and I'm just gonna move it over just like this so I know exactly how far I need to be. See that? Right there. Marked it. So what's gonna happen is this shape is gonna come in and around and meet this shape just like this here. If you notice these 2 points. Then the outside of it is gonna come out just like this. And then stop. Erase this up. Connect this line here. Let this line come up here. And it's gonna go off like this. And you'll create a third shape to it, which is in the center. All right, then we're gonna do the outside just like it is here. And put an oval shape, there's the oval here, and a curve here. And let that come around like that. Another oval, and then there's the back side to this. So just repeat this shape and let it go off the side like this. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. Now, we're gonna come in the center here. And for this, I'm gonna switch my pencil out because it's a bit more detailed. Use a mechanical pencil and just continue this line over like this. Now, because he has a space suit on, he actually is a part of some type of space or NASA program. So we're gonna draw and put the wings in here. Come down. Bring the shape in like this. And do the same thing for the opposite, the left side. And then come down like this. Now the rocket ship is in the center. So we're gonna have that come up about here, and it's gonna be almost like a fish shape. So you're gonna come in and then swing the bottom out like this. Come down, and then come back up. In the center, it's gonna come to a point, just like that. The simplest way you could draw a rocket ship. Now behind that, there's a little globe, so you're gonna put a little circle through there. And then it has these kind of lines going this way, an oval here and an oval there. Now, you're gonna have lines that come around like wings and swing around to the bottom. Do the opposite for this side. Once that's completed, we can go ahead on and repeat this shape and then come around like this and do the same thing. You don't see that shape on this side because this is the side that's covered and this side that's exposed. Now, I'm gonna put a label here. Right under that, there's a shape that comes around. It's kind of like an oval, but not really. It actually comes down to kind of like a round point. It's an oval that comes down to a point at the bottom here. And then what you want to do is put a circle within that. So it's kind of like a button on the toy Buzz Lightyear. Come over to this side. He has 3 shapes that go on a diagonal. So there are 3 ovals. 1, 2, and 3. Feel free to not feel like you have to be perfect at this point, because it's just all about sketching and just figuring out where things go. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you just repeat an outer shape to it, just like this, and let it go around. So these are just features on his spacesuit or spade outfit. Alright. Now, for the outside of the arm, you're going to just come around and sketch in the arm like this, and then put a curve like this, and another line like that. 1, 2, and then a curve. Let a line go off under here, and you want this portion to kind of come out like this. He has the bottom of the suit, he has an arc that comes under like this, and it repeats on this side. But it goes off the page so you barely see it. Now we can put his right arm in, or right shoulder, and then wrap this around like this. And repeat that same shape that I did here. A curve here, and a curve there. Now, up here we're gonna write in small letters, Space Ranger. So you're gonna put S-P-A-C-E, and then Ranger. Just write it in, doesn't have to be perfect. R-A-N-G-E-R, okay? It's as simple as that, Space Ranger, right above this rocket ship on this suit. Now, we're gonna take, I'm gonna go back to my number 2 pencil. Let's draw the back side of his spacesuit, which is gonna come around behind his neck like this. Draw through the figure, and put that in. The final part of this drawing is gonna be a dome-like shape that's going to cover his head, this so he can breathe in outer space. So you're going to take a line up like this, and you're going to curve it, stop here. Now the line that's dividing this entire portion in half is where you're going to have this top portion come around to the other side like this, and it's going to come right here. So you're going to have a line that curves around like this, and then it's going to stop right here. So this is so he's able to breathe in outer space. Now, he has a circle here. I want to add one more detail. And just look everything over. Now, if you've drawn with me up to this point, you've just completely drawn Buzz Lightyear. What I'm going to do at this point of the video, I'm going to erase all of these lines that's unwanted, make it look all neat and clean. And at the end of the video, if you choose to, you can pause it and take a look at it.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe by clicking this round button at the bottom. Also, click one of the 2 videos at the top. Please like this video, tell a friend, and share it on Facebook. Thank you.
The Art Hitman.